Welcome to this video. My name is Pedro Rodrigues Ribeiro. I'm a psychologist from Portugal, and this video is the first of a series that I'm making about psychotherapy integration and the psychotherapy integration movement. These videos are available in Portuguese and English, so this is the English version of the first video that I'll be making, talking about what is psychotherapy integration. So, psychotherapy integration is a movement that started about in the 50s and 60s and really took in high gear in the late 80s and 90s. And this movement started to appear when a lot of therapists realized that certain models of psychotherapy had limitations and had really strengths and weaknesses, and they realized that all models could be effective in a certain time with a certain person. So every model could be and is effective, although the research will traditionally will say that one certain therapeutic model is superior to another in certain classes of disorders. For instance, CBT is considered to be a gold standard of psychotherapy efficacy in a lot of disorders, but all models are effective. So, in integrating new ideas that come from different models, in integrating approaches and techniques that come from different models, some therapists started to be more flexible and more adjust to the patient needs. So they are more flexible in adapting to the circumstances and to certain characteristics of patients. So, as I said, the psychotherapy integration movement really took in high gear in the 80s and 90s, really thanks to people like, for example, Marvin Goldfried, Paul Wachtel, Leslie Greenberg, and Donald Mickenbauen, and some of them started SEPI, that is Society for Exploration in Psychotherapy Integration. So one of the main goals of SEPI is to present psychotherapy integration and turn that into mainstream psychotherapy awareness. So not only does SEPI exist, but also there is a specific journal about psychotherapy integration. So a lot of things really started to change in the recent years, and psychotherapy integration is a reality that it's more popular now than it was a couple of years ago, for good reasons. So there are three forms basically of psychotherapy integration. The first form is called technical eclecticism. So technical eclecticism is when a psychotherapist from a certain model integrates techniques from a different model. For instance, if a psychodynamic psychotherapist would integrate chair work from Gestalt therapy, for example. So in that sense, the psychoanalytical psychotherapist doesn't really lost his identity or doesn't release his identity as a psychodynamic psychotherapist, but he can acknowledge that there are certain techniques from other models that can be useful for a specific case or a specific patient. So this is technical eclecticism. A second form of psychotherapy integration, it is what is called the common factors approach. So the common factors approach says that in all psychotherapy models, there are certain variables or movements that exist in all models. Like, for example, the therapeutic relationship, the therapeutic alliance, empathy, the characteristics of the therapist, characteristics of the patient, other variables that we can't define. They all exist in all models of psychotherapy. So the common factors approach really does research into those factors, and the main goal is to know which factor is more stronger than the other. For example, the therapeutic relationship, the therapeutic alliance is stronger than, for example, specific techniques. So when we know which factor is more sorry for my English, it has more probability of being effective in psychotherapy, we can train the psychotherapist in that factor. So for instance, we know that empathy has a lot of weight into a good process. So we can train therapists to be more empathic, for instance. And this is the common factors approach. Another form of integration is what is called theoretical integration. So in this form of psychotherapy integration, as the name says, we can take one therapy model and other therapy model, both distinct, and really integrate the theories into one big integrative model, for instance. So in that sense, we amplify the case conceptualization. Sorry for my English. Conceptualization into ideas that came from two different or three different models of psychotherapy. So in that sense, is a integration of theories versus the integration of techniques that I explained in the first form of psychotherapy integration. So these three forms are more common in psychotherapy integration. Nowadays, there is no specific integrative psychotherapy model. So what most people do is to train in a specific model, in a specific psychotherapy model, and then try to amplify their view by reading books and articles, by seeing videotapes from master therapists, and to participate in conferences, workshops, and other psychotherapy trainings from different perspectives, from different psychotherapy approaches. And then they can integrate those new learnings into the psychotherapeutic model and the psychotherapy model that they are originally trained. So this is a very general video about psychotherapy integration. You have more stuff. If you would like to know more about psychotherapy integration, you can visit SEPI's website. You can read certain works from John Norcross, from Marvin Goldfried, Paul Wachtel, from George Straker or Jerome Gould. So there are a lot of books and there are a lot of great articles about psychotherapy integration. So this is a very brief video, just an introduction into the psychotherapy integration movement, so to speak. So the next video that I'll be making is from the first really integrative psychotherapy model that started all these things. There is the cognitive behavior therapy model, or therapeutic model. So CBT is acknowledged as the first really integrative model. So thank you for your time. If you like this video, please subscribe and share with all your friends. Have a nice week, and I'll see you soon.